this stuff and then post.
Like you knew something. Okay, that's fine.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
My name is Stephanie. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the editor-in-chief of Contrast for this year. So I came into this year thinking that we would possibly be able to do a Zoom shoot or just some online photo shoots with people on campus, and also to make this accessible for people that were remote. We were just like, okay, well, why don't we just like try it out first, but just use us. So we used Isabel, who's on the media committee, as our model, and we really, we just tried to do a photo shoot with her. So we tried the shoot, it's like the third week of school, and then we were like, oh, this is kind of hard because when we're not providing people with the clothes and with the makeup, it kind of becomes inaccessible to like what we want to do, and it's hard to recreate something just on like a shoot.
I'm Clara Pitt. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I'm the head photographer for Contrast. It turned out to be a really big challenge because we didn't have control over the space the model was in. They only had access to their room. We didn't have control over like the lighting that she had in her room. And the pictures that we tried to take like via screenshot over Zoom or FaceTime just were like bad, like low quality, you know? And because we didn't have the lighting to like kind of fix that, it just like did not work out well. And it turned out mostly to be like me directing the model over Zoom, like how to position her phone so she could take a self-timer picture, which like wasn't really fun for anyone. So after we tried that kind of experimental shoot, we decided just to like focus on in-person shoots and to have students who are remote who want to participate like do their own photo shoots at home that we'd be happy to like advise them on, but not necessarily be a part of like the photo shoot process.
We use students as models. These aren't like professional models, they aren't experienced, and it's kind of overwhelming, and you're very vulnerable because you're in clothes that are not yours, you're in makeup that you had no real like decision over. So it's like being a model for us is just so vulnerable, and having, especially during like COVID, you have to really trust that the people around you are being safe. We all wear masks safe the whole time, and like everyone who could like really kept their distance for the whole time, and like there has been, not to my knowledge, we haven't had any outbreaks because of Contrast, which I think is that was my main worry.
Hello, I'm Dasha. I'm junior. I'm on beauty team. I do makeup for Contrast. I mean, it had a like huge impact on beauty team because we actually can't do makeup. I think it definitely helped us realize like we would sometimes do stuff that we thought was right, but we never asked people like their opinions. And now since they are the ones who are doing makeup, we get to know their opinions on makeup, what they do in life, what works for them, what highlight they like, what brands. So it's more like definitely helped us to communicate more, and instead of like just doing makeup on people, like doing it with them, which is much more like friendly manner of doing makeup.
Hi, I'm Danielle Quickham, she, her, hers. I'm on the beauty team at Contrast. We give them instructions on like what we think the look should be, but it's all based on like how they normally do their makeup and like what their techniques are, which is making it more interactive, which is a plus. Yeah, I hope that we continue to talk more to the models and ask them like what they're comfortable with, what they normally do, or how they normally do their makeup, even when we are allowed to apply makeup to them. Yeah, so I think that's one positive that I hope will carry on to the future years of Contrast.
I think disruption, it means the breaking of norms.
Radically being yourself.
Anything that messes with the idea of what we're supposed to be doing.
It's sort of about like adaptation afterwards.
Reconfiguring what normal life means to me.
It forces you to create a new normal.
Hi, my name is Gina Pepitone. I use she, her, her pronouns, and I'm co-editorial director for Contrast. So when we were picking the theme for this semester's issue, we hit the word disruption, and I just think it is the perfect word to encompass a shared experience that the VASO community and the world at large is going through. It really homed in on, I'd say, 2020 in general.
One thing that we started doing within the second photo shoot was I was meeting with our photographer, Clara, and one of our style directors, Anna, who's been on the board for 3 years, longer than me. She's been on the board. And we started like meeting together to talk about different poses and to kind of point out specific locations that we want to shoot at instead of just like making something vague.
We would meet up go through like our vision board for the photo shoot, so we were all on the same page of what we were like expecting, and then we'd go to the site itself where we were going to have the shoot and like kind of walk through what type of poses we were looking at, or like what we expected to get out of it, and this way we were all on the same page going into the shoot. So that was really successful. It made the process like way more streamlined, and I hope we continue doing that in the future.
I'm Claire Arndt, she, her, hers pronouns, and I'm media director for Contrast. I think the goal this year for our Instagram and our pages was more to get the community like engaged and really make it reflective of like Vassar. It definitely kind of is weird because Contrast is not as much as meeting in person, so it doesn't feel as much of a community, but at the same time it's been really nice to like be a part of an org. It's been one of the like main ways I've met first years, which is nice because I think they've been very like isolated from the community this year, and it's also led to a lot of first years being eager to join because they want to like have a connection, where other years I think maybe they would be more timid, so that's been nice, and just like having a community has been nice, but it's definitely not been a normal year.
I think just like being inclusive and being able to, you know, produce a magazine that like has different, is able to like voice people's different perspectives and is able to allow everyone in the Vassar student body to like point out something that they could identify with in the magazine. Above all, like this has been a huge learning experience this semester. I think we learned that we really need to be like just mindful and attentive to everyone's needs. It's like so like good to like take this as a learning experience and be able to like identify the mistakes and like, you know, like openly talk about the mistakes that you've had in the past, and like, you know, instead of like just like hunkering, oh, I shouldn't, like, you shouldn't have done that, like I'm so mad at myself for doing that, instead of, you know, complaining about your mistakes, you really just like take them as like a learning experience and be like, okay, well I did this, and like, you know, I did this, it's fine that I did this, and you know, I'm gonna just move on and we're gonna create something better than before. So I think like taking the stuff that we learned and, you know, applying it to next semester too, like now next semester it'll be even like faster. I don't want Contrast to be an unpleasant experience for anyone. I want people to feel like, well, like I did this for Contrast and like I really feel good about this, and like it was a great experience, and like I want to keep on coming back and producing more for us. Even when I'm not here anymore, like I want people to have good memories of Contrast, and I want people to remember, oh, like that was my freshman year and like I was a model, or like I was on the style team, and like this, I want Contrast to be something that like people hold close to them in their Vassar experience. Yeah.